Morning guys, hope you're all well. It's Friday here for us and today's video is another one to do with the Fiat Peugeot Citroën dynamic LED indicators. Now the first video that we did, we showed you how to fit them so that you can do them yourself. This is a slightly more in-depth one to show you exactly what comes in the box, how we prepare it, and again how we fit it. Now in the background you're already seeing the black LED indicators that we fitted on our resident motorhome. Today we're going to be taking off the black ones, we're going to be replacing them for the clear ones, but because we've had so many customers already that have bought these and been a little bit unsure about what they're doing with the contents in the box. So this is the purpose of this video. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what comes in the box and what we do. In the box you're going to get two indicators. They're not both the same side. One is right, one is left, but obviously they won't fit if they're on the wrong side. Out of each indicator comes the original bulb fitment. So when you take off the factory indicators, you have a bulb fitment and you're going to unscrew that bulb. Once you've undone that bulb and taken out the actual capless bulb or lamp, you then have the factory connector that's left in your wing mirror. That is going to connect to this little 2-pin connector here. And we're going to show all of that for you today so that you can see that and push it in nice and firm. Because once you've done that, you then pop that back into its little hole and you screw up the bulb connector or the lamp holder, and then that makes your connection. But it's this that we're going to be focused on. This is the tail coming out of each of the two indicators. Now, we've got two indicators and we've got two sets of wires. It doesn't matter what they are, where they've come from. You can do whatever you want to do with it, but you need to have two on the left and two on the right. Now you're thinking, God, already looks quite technical. Not really. It's a simple case of they connect into each other. It's all like a jigsaw puzzle. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this one into here. Now they're slightly keyed. If the camera can see that, there's a slight nipple on the end there, or a tab. And that tab is then going to plug in like so. Okay? Now, don't worry at this point if you're seeing a reverse polarity. We've got red on one side and black on the other. Don't worry about that, it's not a problem, because even if we unplugged this one, put it to one side, and we plugged in this one, it's exactly the same, so don't panic. Now that's one set now made, so we put that to one side, and we plug in the other one. Again, you can't go wrong. That's another set made. Now, because we're professional here, we're not just going to try and hide these away inside the wing mirror. We're now going to use what we call our fleece or cloth tape. You can buy this from us if you want, or you can just use normal sticky black tape. It's not an issue. Start at the bottom, because this is where you're going to plug this into the part of the wing mirror that we spoke about, the indicator that we spoke about earlier. What we're going to do is, just to make it easier, we're just going to track the cabling up here like so. Hopefully the camera is focusing nicely on there. And so that you're not putting pressure on the little resistors that you've got built in here, don't need to go crazy on them. You can literally stop and start as many times as you want so that you're not putting any strain on the little solder connections. Okay, just wrap it round like that. Also, this protects from any weather. It also protects from anything knocking inside the wing mirror. So let's just put that little bit round there like so, and in there. Give it a wrap round like so, and then we're going to carry on taping up the top of the loom. And a little bit more just around here. Don't worry about these getting too hot and causing a problem. They are basically just resistors that will then allow the indicator so that it doesn't give you the rapid flash, which is what happens when you change your indicators or a bulb from halogen to LED. You've got a voltage difference. So that's what it looks like finished, and that's what it looked like starting off. So let's put away this one and concentrate on what we're going to do once we've put our tape on it. We're now going to plug this in. Again, you've got a little tab on there. That little tab on there will only plug in one way. If you try and plug it in the other way, it's not going to fit. So line up the two keyways and push home. A nice firm click. And again, a little bit of tape. You can lift it off the desk at this point and just wrap your tape around here. If you choose not to do this, that's up to you. If you don't have cloth tape, it's not a problem. You can just use normal sticky tape, which I will show you shortly. But now we are at the point of this light being ready for fitting. So off camera, I'm going to prepare this one and we'll be back to you very shortly. Okay, so what we have done is we have now prepped the other indicator so that we're ready to go. On the back of each indicator, you will have an R or an L. Obviously, that's right and left, so that you can make sure you fit the right one. But to be honest, you can't go wrong because it just won't fit. So we're going to concentrate on the left, and this is the one that we've prepped. Now, here I have one of the original indicators that came off the vehicle. So if we look at this one here, this is also a left because the actual shape of the plastics all line up here like so. So when you take off your factory indicator, which will look identical to this, you're going to find that you've got a twist situation, and you're going to use your thumb and forefinger, and it can be quite tight, so you're just going to twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the resident motorhome here that already has a set of stealth black ones fitted, but we're going to upgrade them from the stealth black to the clear, but again show you the capless bit that screws in here. So join me over here. Just before I do, actually, I just want to talk to you about the sticky tape. I did mention to you earlier that we use cloth tape because we use it in everything we do, and it means that this is not going to rattle around inside the wing mirror. Not many of you are going to have this, but you can purchase from us at the same time. Now, this is your standard PVC type tape. This is available anywhere that you want to get it from. So all sorts of places, probably Wilkinson's, Asda, Tesco's, loads of all those sort of places, but it's just sticky tape like so. And you can put all of your loom, wrap all of your loom in this. It's just as good, and it's also waterproof as well, but we just use the cloth tape. For us, it's easier. Okay, so we're now walking over to the vehicle. As we have shown you on the first video, you just need a small Phillips or Posi screwdriver. We'll just double check. Yeah, it's actually a Posi that you need in here, and that basically means it's still a crosshead but looks slightly different. As long as it's the right size, you won't do any damage. If you put the screwdriver in and find that actually it's not fitting the head of the screw properly, you're going to do damage, so go and find a different one. So I'm going to pop the two screws off here, and all I've done to access those two screws is I've pushed the glass with both fingers in, or you can push it out. So just push it in. On our instructions, it actually suggests that you use the electronic adjustment knob inside, but you can just do it this way. It's not a big deal. It's not going to do any damage, so don't worry. So we're going to undo the two screws, and you will then see that this releases your indicator. There are the two screws there. So you now need to put those in a safe place whilst you're working. The indicator itself will just pop off, and it pops out from the far left-hand side, and it's on a little keyway. So as you take it out, you'll notice that these little tabs will then need to go back in first. So you put it in first, like so, and then push home, and then the screw holes line up. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to just undo that. There's the wiring assembly that you've seen us tape up already for these ones. And what we're going to do is we're going to twist the cap. This is the factory wiring that every vehicle will have. Thumb and forefinger, and you're going to twist anti-clockwise. Okay, backwards clock, anti-clockwise, like so, and just pull out. And this is normally where you would have your capless bulb in here, a little glass bulb that you're then going to remove and put to one side, because we're going to replace it with the fitment from the new light. So bear with me a second, I'll go and grab that. Yeah, okay. Right, so I've now returned with the new clear indicator, and my glamorous assistant Martin has just passed me the capless bulb or lamp that you would have found in here. There it is, like so. It's just a simple glass bulb, and that's halogen. It's got a filament in there. So you just grab that. Obviously, if it's been on, it's going to be warm because it's halogen. Grab that and pull. Put that to one side. This is the original wiring that we now need to interact with, and this is one of the lights that I prepared earlier. With the little wiring tail that comes out of the light itself, you're then going to push into here. It doesn't matter which way you do it. You can do it that way, you can do it that way. All you need to do is make sure the two firmly push in together, and it can be a little bit fiddly because you're going to have to put your thumb and finger slightly back on the cabling and just push home. Once you've felt it's pushed in, just again grab the cabling and push home again so that you can feel that it's in there and nice and secure. Now what you need to do is you can give the wires a bit of a twist, and you can just push the excess wires that you've got from your new indicators back into the housing. I'm trying to do this so the camera can see it, and just ever so slightly, if it doesn't feel like it's going in, just backward twist it until it does, and then twist clockwise to lock, because it was anti-clockwise to unlock, clockwise to lock, and now that's secure. So we're going to take off the protective sticky tape, throw that on the floor. We're then going to hide your tail. This is doing all the hard work to stop this from rapid flashing inside and on the instrument cluster. Okay. Put that inside like so, and push. Now you saw me put these two ends in first, and that's your two tabs. Okay, now I'm going to put the bulb in my pocket, and I'm going to then do up the two screws. You have to be relatively nimble-fingered because of the fact that you're working in a confined space. So with one hand, you're pushing in with the light unit, and the other hand, you're just doing up the screw. You don't need to over-tighten it. You're just screwing up the screw into plastic. If you do it up too tight, you're just going to break the lugs. So we can again do the top one. Put the screw in like so. Once it's in place, you can put your hand on there and you can tighten that up like so. Done, not too tight. So push the glass back to where it needs to be, and what we're going to do now is put the hazard lights on and give it a test. There we go. There we have the new clear version of the LED dynamic indicators. Now, this is a 2009 model. We originally fitted the stealth black ones just because we didn't have the clear ones yet, they hadn't arrived. Actually, because this vehicle is slightly older, we feel that these complement the look and feel of the van more so than the stealth black. But the stealth black ones do complement other newer and darker models that come in black or grey or silver. On this particular one, I think this looks better. So this is the new LED clear dynamic indicators for the Fiat, Peugeot and Citroën range of vehicles. If you're unsure as to whether it fits yours, get in touch with us. Website links in the bio, and thank you for watching.